cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me?
I got a switch in my head, I go from living to dead. You got me seeing all red, now I'm becoming a threat. I fucking heard what you said, I'll make you have some regrets. And no, I never forget, so now you have a few debts. That shit, it needs to be paid with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he stabs me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Under-23 Women's National Softball Final. This is the Joyce Leicester Shield. We have had some incredible games played up until this point, but we are going to see Queensland matching up against South Australia. So we'll go through the lineups for you. We will start with the South Australian lineup. Starting with the pitching duties today will be Whitney Shepherd. Georgia King will be behind home plate. First base, Becky Havis. Second base, Abby Bastian. Third base will be Charlize Callahan, and shortstop Taylor Chillingworth. In the outfield, Zoe Thompson in left field, Olivia Elliott in centre field, and Abby Jorgensen in right. Ruby Fidge taking on the DP duties, and rounding it out on the bench will be Abby Kennedy, Ashlyn Mensforth, Caitlin Ollie, Abby Weir, Peyton Barrow, and Taylor Cordell. Running through quickly the Queensland lineup today, Ella Koval-Mata will be starting with the pitching to Matisse Sorbello behind home plate. First base, Tallulah Sivanasiva. Second base, Harari Kurihara. Third base, Amaya Foxover. Shortstop, Shannon King. Outfield will be Caitlin Hosking in left, Nicole Conacher in centre, Mackenzie Peebles in right, Jessica Rohde taking on the DP duties, and on the bench, Emily Solomon, Zali Summers, Rhiannon Smith, Sophie Lawrence, Seren Letizia and Kiana Hanari. I am also joined in the commentary booth for this game by softball legend Joyce Lester. I was told not to say too much, but I'm still going to say she is a Queensland, Australian and World Softball Hall of Fame inductee. Has played well over 200 games for Australia. Also played in Japan. She was the captain of the Australian side from 1985 through to 1996, where it took home the bronze in the Atlanta Olympics, and then has since gone on to an incredible career coaching, selecting, all things softballing.
Yes, we've got to keep the hand in there, that's for sure.
That's it. So we are going to get into this game. It's going to be an absolute ripper. I genuinely cannot even call it from the first pitch, but Harari Kurihara will be leading off against the beautiful pitching of Whitney Shepherd.
Yes, American pitcher, of course, and pitching really well. Throws about 103 k's an hour, so a little bit faster than ours.
Very quick. We did do a little bit of research on her. She does hail from Georgia in the States. Took 87 strikeouts in her 2023 season, so beautiful pitch.
Oh, that probably was a picture that Harari probably should have gone for there, but as leadoff you really want to take as many pitches as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. She's actually done a really good job with that from what I've seen over the week, really doing a job as a leadoff.
Yeah,
Sending that one foul.
Yeah, look, she's a great player and I think does really well. Of course, she's from Cairns, where I'm from as well, and
we'll have a little bit of Cairns represent up here, won't we? A couple of far North Queensland representatives.
Yes, there are a few, but Harari, of course, is such a good player considering she plays in Cairns.
Yeah, travels a lot for her softball, she does.
Yes, and look, she's been in the Australian squad, the Open Women's squad. She was in the under-18 Australian junior team, but they didn't end up going because of COVID.
Yeah.
So she's had a good career.
Absolutely. And I can tell you she's had an excellent tournament. She's been so consistent with the bat. Sending that one deep, but beautiful glove out there of Zoe Thompson.
Yes, and she's backed up by a fantastic batter, Conacher. Those two, one after the other, are a really tough double.
It's definitely been a nasty little batting lineup that Queensland's putting out there against these teams. Nicole in the last two games we've seen so consistent with the bat.
Yeah, she's meeting the ball very well, and whilst she's a slapper, she's actually been hitting the ball very well. So these last two games have been her best.
Saw that in full force in that West Australian game. A couple of doubles out into left field, absolutely drove the ball out. And then, of course, incredible speed. Blink and you miss, she'll be a couple of bases under her feet before you even know it.
Yeah, and that's great thing about having Kurihara and Conacher one after the other is the amount of pressure it puts on the field to be able to get the outs.
Yeah,
that actually forces a lot of errors.
Yeah, and again, we did see that. Just she's driven that straight into the glove there of Charlize Callahan on third base.
Just when you want to see a good start at hitting lineup, and of course, a lot of people are probably assuming that this pitch is going to overtake our batters or the batters for Queensland, but hopefully Queensland are going to come out really strong.
Yeah, I think their batting has just been so consistent, but also improving game to game. A lot of these girls were playing against the Chinese touring side. There's some Aussie Spirit, junior Aussie Spirit players here. Played against them as well in this tournament. Obviously they don't make finals because it is a nationals, but coming against those international level pitches and touring pitches has done great work for these girls.
Yeah, it is good to see China here, and I think it's something that we want to see our players batting against and playing against and seeing the levels of another country.
Lovely pitch there from Shepherd. So Georgia King behind the plate again, called beautifully in her game so far as well. Jess Rhodey sending that one foul up the first baseline.
Yeah, and Jess Rhodey's been in the Queensland team under 23s and open for such a long period of time. It feels like she's an old girl, and yet she isn't.
Yep.
She's such a danger in the batting box.
Yeah.
And speed-wise, she's a lot speed.
Deceptively
Yes,
quick.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I forget how fast she is until you see her burning around those bases as well. But Queensland, speed to burn in the entire of their lineup, 1 to 9.
Yes, they've got a very good team, but saying that, South Australia have been playing so well over the last few days.
Batting that one off for another. So where are we at now? We are loaded. We are 3 balls, 2 strikes on Rhodey.
I think King's doing a great job having to catch to an American pitcher, someone she probably hasn't seen a lot of.
So beautifully taken out there. 3 up, 3 down for Queensland. So you do bring up a good point there, Joyce. As a catcher, when you do come in with a combination with your pitcher, how much of your combination relies on knowing each other really well, and how much can you get away with as a catcher just off your own skill?
Look, hopefully good catchers read pitches pretty early in the piece, but saying that, when we get pitches from overseas, they throw a little bit differently, their movement's a little bit different. You really have to get a handle on that quite quickly. So I think when they go to seniors after the 23s, we'll see some more American pitchers coming over, and from Japan as well. And I think anyone we can get over that we can bat against is only going to make us better athletes.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about the reaction time in that batter's box. It's not a lot to see that pitch come in, and some of these pitches have such incredible movement, having to judge it from the hip. The more that variation they can see and the more exposure they get to those different types of pitches, it's only going to be key with their batting improvement, right?
Yes, and being able to pick up that spin of the ball when it leaves the pitcher's hip is also something that batters really need to be able to do, and of course catchers as well. And like when you see men play, and you think how reaction time they need to have as well, and how much they move the ball. Like you had Mel here the other day. She probably moved the ball more than any other pitcher for Australia.
We put her contortionist pitches up.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
She really was, and her energy. But so were a lot of Australian pitchers, and I think that sort of energy is the thing that you're really looking for in this game.
Yeah. I think I was saying that, talking about the game before, the West Australian pitcher, Charter Smith, she brings a real energy as a pitcher. I love watching her, but these girls down here, phenomenal efforts.
Absolutely.
So we do have Ella Koval-Marta starting off with the pitching duties in this game for Queensland. Yeah. Olivia Elliott into bat.
Yep. And Ella's probably not had her best tournament, but she keeps getting better and better. I think it's been sad for her that she's probably had the games where the field hasn't backed her up very well. So hopefully there will be a big change here and the players will really do their work behind her.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those pitchers. It's probably not going to burn past with the pace you were talking about there from Shepherd earlier, but it's just got enough of that little movement that it's enticing these batters to pop it up. So she's actually got quite a number of outs just off fly balls coming off of her pitching. So
yeah, and you saw the pitch before that she tried to put in a change-up, but it went in the dirt. So that pitch is going to be so important for her in this game to be able to work, just to keep the batters off a rhythm and to be able to really not get in a batting rhythm, because South Australia can get really bad one after the other.
yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a number of questions coming through for you, Joyce, while we've got your expertise sitting next to us. So, yep. Well, most of them coming through now are for the Blues, but we do have one question. How do you prepare for a tournament mentally and physically? And were you still nervous going into your tournaments, no matter how many you played?
Oh, absolutely.
What a
It's
question.
scary not to be nervous, actually, because you have expectations. And I think the preparation is making sure you're fit, you're strong. And I was really lucky. A lot of the pitchers that I played with, a lot of them came from Queensland, so we developed our own pitching, catching programs to fit in with the tournament.
Yep.
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, and when you say off, you're still training 3 times a week, just not every day.
Yes.
Yeah, and you'd simulate double headers and stuff like that, and pitch them and catch them in preparation.
I think certainly you talk about the fitness. Being physically fit is probably that key thing to maintaining the mental fitness, because it's when you're tired, it's when physically you're drained. The mental acuity does tend to drop off with that as well. So the longer you can stay on top of your game physically, the thinking part of the softball game is going to stay right up there with you.
Yeah, oh look, absolutely.
I have no eardrums left after those foul balls coming up behind us.
I have to say Ella's doing a great job here, because Elliot, the hitter's just been on fire this tournament. She's absolutely amazing and a dangerous lead-off hitter.
As we just see there, that is deep over the glove there in left field, and the speed as well, an easy stand-up double for her into that centre-left position.
Yeah, and you've got Caitlin Hosking out there in left field. Okay, not quite. Reads it, but doesn't quite get around the ball well enough.
Yeah, still very young too. I mean, Katie Hosking, she is definitely one of those players that I see her improving, and she's still only a baby. I mean, they're all babies as far as I'm concerned.
17, I think.
17,
I think maybe. That she's been a clutch hitter for Queensland. Oh, that was a great effort by Sorbello. She nearly had that. Not in the gloved hand.
No.
Any way you can do it, well done.
Great job by Matisse there. Have a couple of shout outs to the Blues as well, congratulating Brett Tyler and Stuart Tyler from Victoria for getting a gurney here. Well, we did have a little camera mishap earlier in the day, so if you do see the focus pull in and pull out, it is because we've bodged something together to keep a camera out the back there for you.
Well, it looks pretty good at the moment to me.
There's a few shakes. I mean, there may be some pitches that go through that the batters will be happy it's not in focus for them.
I'm sure.
Great
home. It's beautiful.
Incredibly close.
Next is number 66,
Abby Bastian too is such a good player.
Oh.
She's been hitting the ball well, as you know, she's a good hitter.
And again, speed on the bases. It's a fraction of a second difference in some of these plays, whether it's safe or out. Taylor Chillingworth, another player in this lineup, dangerous to have. Saw her as my eardrum split again. A couple of outfield hits against Queensland this morning.
Yeah, she really is a good player, good shortstop, great hitter. And you know, she was good before she was injured, you know, and I think she's come back from injury even stronger, and she looks strong now. I kept saying she's grown into a body, you know. She was a little bit lanky as a younger girl, and now she looks just like a great athlete.
I was going to say, she's been looking really, really fit while she's down here. I mean, again, both these sides. Queensland side's been interesting. Been a lot of weather disruption. They haven't had a chance to play a lot of live games because of that, but I think the time has been well spent in the gym and in the batting cages. And you can see the difference in a lot of these, because I know quite a few of these players. They play in my club or they play on the park down here. The change in physique, fitness, the mentality that they're bringing in this tournament is really, really obvious.
Well, you've got quite a few players who've played in 23s for quite a while now, which is interesting, and they're still here.
I keep thinking they're a lot older than they are. Absolutely turned on that pitch.
Three hits in a row, you've got to take the pitcher out. You know, I love Ella. And, you know, when you start like that and they're starting to get a run, and we see Anne Vogler walking out, I'm sure she's on the same
wavelength there. Yeah, it is always that difficulty. There's the times when you just want your pitcher to dig in and dig you back out, and there's the times when you just know that you just have to make those changes and make them early. But be interesting to see what does happen after this conference.
Well, you'd have to change a pitcher, you know, unless your other pitcher's not ready. Well, I'm not sure whether that. I'm sure Solomon would be ready, but they're going to still go with Ella.
Sometimes.
And of course, she's coming out to slow the game down. 3 hits in a row, the momentum's high.
Yeah.
They're on a run. You just want to break it down. So Voggy's come out and just hopefully calm them down. But
that's it. I mean, we do have some speed out there in the outfield too. It's just going to take that one lucky catch, maybe that one lucky dive in the infield to stop a ball. That could potentially be the momentum shift.
yes, and I think Ella will have to really stay on the edges of that plate, because South Australia is seeing that ball like watermelons. They're just swinging the bat hard.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You can hear the crack as it comes up here, let alone from down there. So beautiful inside pitch there.
And you've got another good hitter up, Havers, another young player who's been really doing a great job with the stick this tournament. And towards the end, she keeps getting better.
So there we go. Enticing her to pop one up into the very capable glove of Kurahara there on the second. So Ruby Fidge in next has the DP duties in this lineup, batting for Whitney Shepherd.
And that's really interesting because she's a pitcher and she's playing overseas, and she doesn't hit overseas, but she actually is a really good hitter.
Yeah. Nicely picked up, gets the out. Looked like it might have got a little stuck in the glove for a second there. I was holding my breath waiting for it to come out.
Yes.
It does put Chillingworth around here on third base in a potential scoring position, and Zoe Thompson, another one of this lineup that it's relentless, isn't it?
It is, and she's an up-and-coming lefty, and it's great to see so many lefties in the game now. There was once upon a time where you hardly saw any, and now every lineup has them, and they're really challenging all of the teams to make the outs.
Because again, as you know, you've got that short reaction time with the pitch coming down, but by the time that ball comes off the bat, as a left-handed batter, you're already halfway up to first with the speed of some of these girls.
Yeah, and that's the big advantage. But you really, I've noticed a lot of the girls leave their bats behind them, or too much are hitting it to third base. Your real aim is to try and hit it a little bit further over, you know, between your third and your shortstop. You want that longer hit to give you more time to get over to first. Yeah.
See the characteristic ponytail of Conica in the bottom of the screen there. It's been a little while actually since I've seen her pop into their screen there. Shooting that one foul.
Yeah, and there we see that bat being left behind as I'm talking about that lazy backhand with some of the slappers. Easily fixed is something they all tend to do a little bit of.
Gets her chasing that one up high. It is tipped off for strike 3, and that retires the side.
That was a big start from South Australia. They came out swinging.
Yeah, you can absolutely read their intention from batter number 1. They were going to come out hard in this game, and hard they did. Yeah. Top of the second here, we have South Australia with that 2-0 lead over Queensland. Amaya Foxover coming in to bat.
Amaya's such a good player, and she's got great genes. You know, her grandfather was a great baseballer, absolutely great. Her father played baseball, and of course the mother was a softballer as well, so that Foxover name's pretty popular around Brisbane and Queensland.
So I do have a question for you. I've been asked, what is your opinion on the new softball academy at Earnshaw College starting next year? Do you think it's only going to be good for these young players? I'll tell you what, after watching that getting driven up left field, we might come back to that question in a second. Just want to say, what a great lead off there from Foxover. She heard you talking her up.
Yeah, look, she's a good player. She played I actually coached the Far North Queensland team.
Yep.
And she came and played for us at state champs, and she's such a leader, and she's such a consistently good player. And I think, you know, she's a little stiff. She's not really really moves slowly through the ball and fluently, but she gets the job done.
I think for her, coming from the college system as well, she went over a certain player, she did the college system, she came back so fit, so strong, really bringing all the benefit of that time back into the game. And I think with this Earnshaw College that's potentially starting up here, maybe we might see some of that kind of style of coaching and development.
With anything that's happening in softball at the moment, anything has got to be great. You know, with all of these men's sports / women's sports, and all of the money they get from the men's sport, and softball doesn't get that, you know, and I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, it is interesting. Okay, so Yeah, Jane's just going to pop the replay up. It seems that the question has been asked whether this hit was fair or foul. Yeah, my immediate look up was that it came in fair. What's your replay opinion there?
What was it?
Fair.
Fair. Well, I didn't even question it.
I didn't either.
So I was quite surprised when they asked the question.
Yeah.
But I am biased as well.
I got asked earlier in the week how you go with keeping the bias out of your commentary, and I said I don't. So.
Well, it's really hard because I think it's in Queensland. You're a Queenslander. Queensland are playing and they're in the finals.
Yeah.
Of course you want them to win.
Absolutely.
But look, these two teams both deserve to be here. They've played their way in. This is the fair grand final here.
Yeah, this is absolutely the matchup that we were hoping for based on how these teams have been playing. Oh, drops it in. So, gets a second go, still gets herself on. So yeah, I'm still going to maintain Foxover just had 2 safe hits in a row there. Again, there's a reason I am not wearing a blue shirt.
Well, we just need one of those cameras for them to look at, I think, like they do in other sports.
Yes. Katie Hosking just couldn't control that one and popping it straight up for an easy catch.
You know, that happened in Queensland's last game. One of the most important plays in this game is a bunt.
Yeah. I'm a massive fan. When a bunt gets laid down perfectly, I love the squeeze plays. I love the excitement of it. It's probably sometimes some of these batters make it look a lot easier than it is. Sometimes we see batters that make it look harder than it is. But it's a lot of practice and repetition and reading the spin off the ball and getting your bat in that right spot to drop it down. So.
Yeah. And look, here we come up with another name in softball, you know, Shannon King's dad, Shane King. What a great softballer he was.
Yeah.
And he was the best of the men's. I mean, if you watch him, must be hard for having a father like that, I'm sure. He's just an amazing man, amazing softballer. But, you know, she's got some great attributes, this girl. She's quick.
She's been in, I keep joking that I've made a little fangirl book based on what I've been seeing of the players over the course of the week. Shannon King on shortstop has just been having an absolute cracker. Popping that one high, swirling, but ended up comfortably taken in centre field there. Olivia Elliott.
Yeah, she doesn't make any mistakes out there, that girl. You know, for Queensland to actually win this game, they're going to have to really push those runners around. They're going to have to not put the ball in the air with runners on base. It's imperative for them to find those gaps, make South Australia work hard.
Absolutely. Saw particularly earlier in the week the aggressiveness of this Queensland's base running. With Coach Foggy, you wouldn't expect anything less than really, really aggressive base running and coaching from her. But they've been really pushing for extra bases. Need to bring it back into this final, I think. I tell you what, to really sit and see her all day, I feel like she's been building with the bat and has absolutely smoked that over. Yeah, I've got goosebumps up here. Hats off.
That is fantastic. I've been watching her all week. You know what? Hands up to Voggy for keeping her in there. She really has not been hitting the ball. She has talent, that girl. She really does. She's left her in and left her in.
And that's why. That's why.
That's absolutely why. She can hit.
I'm going to just stop, catch a breath. Matisse Sorbello coming into bat, also very capable of driving a good ball.
Yeah, and Matisse this tournament has really come good. Like often people, often you see her in the number 9 position, and she's slowly climbing her way back up. And as the tournament goes on, she keeps getting hits, which is impressive.
Unfortunately, just getting under that one. Caught in the end by third base. So,
Tears to my eyes.
right, so 2-2 now going into the bottom. Incredible. I'm going to stop and take a breath, I think, in between innings there. So Queensland levelling up there in the top of the second, heading into the bottom. It is the bat of Georgia King. She has also been batting out of it.
I know it sounds we're saying the same thing over again, but it's true.
Yep. South Australia's been batting really well this tournament.
They have. And when someone isn't hitting, somebody takes their place.
Absolutely.
And then when they get on the roll, as you saw in the first inning, someone gets a hit and then they just seem to keep getting on a roll and following it up.
Absolutely. They are a team that absolutely feed off energy, the South Australians, and they're feeding off each other so well. So just coming right inside on her there.
Well, it's amazing. Like Brooke Penfolds, who's the pitching coach, has obviously decided to keep Ella on pitching.
Yep.
And so far, that's a good decision. I'm going to say probably the next pitcher on Solomon. She's pitched a lot.
Yes.
They've had to play 3 games today. This is her 3rd in a row.
Yep. Mind you, we've seen Solomon have form with that too before, so certainly we talk about being fit. This is probably about the fittest I've ever seen Solomon look. She's looking great at the moment as well, but you still need to give him a break.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's hot down there, and those of us that have played on Diamond 1 at Downey Park know just how hot it does get in the middle of the day. But beautiful pitch there from Koval Mata.
Yes, very nice pitch. As long as they keep mixing up those pitches and the speeds, she'll be okay.
Yeah. Put that one up high and out of the zone. Lots of cheers for Tallulah there. A lot of wow. A lot of fist pumps.
Oh no. It was very exciting.
Just incredible. I will take a moment too to say the blue umpires here, they are, all of these grand final umpires will be vying for their WBSC certification clinic in March in 25. So really great to see them all out here on the diamond getting that experience ready for that next year.
Yeah, they're a nice lot of people too. They really love the game just as much as everybody else.
Yeah.
And they're here every year.
Absolutely. We do hear too that a lot of, as we see, beautiful pitch come in there and sending Georgia King back out.
I know that's a big out and an important out.
That's a huge out there. But we do know with these Blues, we've been told they go back and watch these games themselves. So as much as the players go and watch their own reels back and see how they went, the Blues will go back and take their lessons from it as well. And it's amazing to see the time and hours and dedication that our officials put into this game as much as the players do as well.
Yes, and it's totally a volunteer game. And it's amazing how much time and effort these people put in.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you from being here early in the morning, the grounds crew for Brisbane Softball Association, I haven't slept for a couple of weeks. I at least, got to have a couple of sleep-ins on the rain-out days, but they were still here with mops and buckets and tubs and all sorts of stuff to get the grounds looking as good as they have for this tournament. Charlize Callahan, the third baser. 2 strikes on her, and I tell you what, that was a hard drive through there. Kurihara diving off to try and get a glove to it.
That was a good effort from Kurihara. She likes to get dirty, definitely.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of players in this team that I would not want to be washing their uniforms at the end of the day. Between Nicole Conacher, Kurihara, they're getting down and getting dirty.
So I train with Kurihara, and she dives at training all the time. It's full on, so that for her is just a walk in the park, basically.
Just another day ending in Y.
Yes, absolutely.
But it is key that you need what you do in training is what you're going to bring into the game.
It is. And I think we have some fields, but she is nice to me and trains closer to where I live, and so it's mainly on grass, on a baseball grass area, and it's not a very even turf at all, and so she always gets very bad hops. So she's probably trained for anything.
So I do remember, like as a youngster playing infield, I used to have a brick wall at home that I would peg a ball into as hard as I could, and it would come off at all sorts of weird angles, and sometimes I'd love it, and sometimes I'd have some bruises and stitch marks, but
yes,
it's the kind of odd training sometimes perhaps that'll get you through. Just see Jorgensen taking some cues there from the coach. Three balls, 1 strike. Ella is going to have to dig deep here and come back at Abby.
Oh, it's interesting that she's choosing to bunt. There's already 1 out with a runner on 1. Obviously, she's looking at the fact, Jorgensen's up next. She probably thinks she's going to get a hit and be able to score another run, but it's not really the done thing to bunt with 1 out.
Maybe that's just the confidence coming in through this South Australian side. Sends that one up high, but pick up there from Sivan Seaver on third. That was a sharp bounce, but great throw over.
Okay, so now we're coming to the danger area of South Australia again.
Absolutely.
This is where Ella will really have to work hard on this next 3 hitters.
Yeah. I mean, Elliot showed in that game this morning against Queensland, she was 3 from 4 in her bats, and the 4th one was still going out into the outfield. So she sees that ball so well and has a lot of power behind it.
Look, she's looked dangerous the whole time, but in these finals, she seems to have lifted another level.
So out into the outfield again. Oh, just losing that there. So unfortunate there for Katie Hosking. Maybe just got a little bit wrong-footed under it.
I mean, she looked like she had it covered, didn't she?
Yeah, I thought she had it every day of the week. I was actually half expecting her to climb up the fence halfway and...
That would have been nice.
Yeah, it would have been entertaining. So, Katie, just heads up. But Abby Bastion in now. Runners on 2nd and 3rd here for South Australia. 2 away. Queensland are going to have to dig really deep here.
Yeah, last turn at bat, she had that beautiful line drive to third base. Hit it really hard.
Yeah, popping it out in.
So it'd be interesting to see how many of these South Australian hitters would be, how high they are in the batting averages for the tournament.
Yeah.
They've really done a great job.
Absolutely. I have to admit, I will normally go and look at some of the stats in between, but I've just been so involved and interested in enjoying the games that I almost don't want to sour it with stats.
Yes.
Sometimes stats read differently to how it actually plays out. But that one, not a stat that is left to any sort of chance or interpretation. A fly out to centre field. So we're heading into the third innings. It's still anyone's game here, and it'll be fascinating to see what comes.
Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill. I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy.
Top of three here. It is a 2-all ball game. I still have to keep reminding myself to breathe. It's been an absolutely common theme through this week. I get so involved in the game. Mackenzie Peebles, no stranger to Diamond 1 here at Brisbane. As we see our camera have a little problem with the focus there, in and out.
Peebles is a good player and she's pretty quick. I think there's not many players in the Queensland team that aren't quick base runners.
No. So popping that on the outside. Shepherd continuing with the pitching duties here. Shout out to any of your Georgia friends, family, your Reinhardt uni mates. Oh, Naka has a little smile at that one. I'm not sure that given her time over, she might not let that one go through again.
Yeah, maybe not. But I suppose from a hitter's point of view, they're always trying to pick that pitch, the better pitch, like that one.
But unfortunately, capably taken by the shortstop there, Taylor Chillingworth.
Danger time again from the top of the order for Queensland. And hopefully Kurihara can start off a batting rally for Queensland.
Tell you what, if you talk about players that are capable of kick-starting things, nice little shot from her right about now would not go astray.
And I suppose for her, she doesn't really see any live pitching at this level when she's in Cairns. Most of the time she's working off a batting machine to prepare to come to a tournament.
Well, she's certainly not showing any deficit over the tournament from that. Yep. So they will owe Becky Harris a drink at the end of that, plucking that throw out at the air for the out.
Yes. Pitchers are often renowned for not being great throwers over to first base. I won't say Mel Roach was quite good, but there were a lot of others who were very iffy.
It must be difficult to go from underarm, 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 overarm.
Look, I think so too, but I also think some of those pitchers have a more flexible wrist than other players.
Yep. Look, I sometimes have trouble with the throw over to first, and I'm definitely not a pitcher. It might be a slight different level of skill.
Oh, that's it. Oh!
unfortunate there for...
I think that just missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That would have been very lovely.
Yeah, beautifully placed.
She is on fire at the moment, Conica, and if you have a look at the left field for South Australia, she's right in, expecting, because that's
it.
Where she's putting the ball all the time, out that way.
Yeah, right field also swinging right around, almost into centre there. As she heads that way again, but fouling it off on that occasion. Again. Yeah. Yeah, we've basically got left field down on the foul ball line. We've got centre field in a left field position. Right field's in a deep right centre somewhere. And
wow.
Look at that! Oh, Nicole. Mate. That was brilliant.
You couldn't have planned that any better. I mean, she's obviously hitting it to left field, but it's sort of like a little bump ball, like in cricket, but just playing it forward.
Just absolutely dropping that one on a dime there, came round well, slapped it into the dirt, and then by the time it bounced back into the catcher's glove, she was at first. Jess Rohde.
You'd like to be able to plan to do that. You know?
When you do pull those ones off, you 100% always plan to do that.
Of course.
That's all anyone needs to know.
Well, a slapper's going to pull it off more than anyone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was pretty perfect.
Oh, she really is so adept at both the short and the long hits, Nicole.
I think it's called when you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
She's hot.
She is. She is having a tournament. So, Rohde doing a good job to hold the hands back there. Two balls, one strike on Rohde here. Speed on first base. On the outside. Oh. What was that? When you're hot, you're hot?
Oh my goodness. I have no idea at all what that was.
Beneficial for Queensland. That's what that was.
A hit and run?
3 balls, 1 strike. Beautifully picked up by the first baser there. Great job. South Australia got themselves out of trouble there, so bottom of third, 2 each.
See, that was awesome by Becky Havers.
That was fantastic by Becky Havers. That came in sharp and she just nailed it out of the dirt. So 100%. See what South Australia comes back with on this one.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt, never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm, I can feel the sweat inside my palm.
Back in here in the bottom, Chillingworth into bat.
It's just what you want to do. Have your opening batter, get a strike in, be ahead of the count.
Yeah, give yourself that little confidence platform to build from. Shout out from Nicola Binney to Whitney Shepherd, saying, let's get it, Whitney. Keep mixing it up and working on your spots. Jess also getting some good love in the comments. D. Duncan wanting to know if you want to coach some Masters teams.
I'm already doing that. And playing.
Comfortably swallowed in the outfield there.
Nice piece by Chillingworth, but need to find the gaps.
So Becky Havas in was that little pop-up to Kurihara on second base in her first go-round. Into the very, very dependable glove of Amaya Fox over there.
Yes, they do make it look easy, don't they? Yeah. You know, even when you go out there in this time, if I go out to third base, if somebody hits the ball at me, I'm running the opposite direction. You don't realise how hard it's being hit.
That's it. We were chatting to Riley James earlier about that. We're saying sometimes the best third bases are the ex-catchers because they're so used to having the ball come up them so hard, but they're too silly to realise they don't have protective gear on third base, so they'll still come down that line. We'll ask Jane about that later. That's how she says coming out of catching and into third base. She's like, I forgot I didn't have any gear on, it's fine.
I've never heard that before, ever. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
I can't say that that's where I would have decided I wanted to play third.
It's certainly a position choice, third base.
It is. You need to have the reflexes of Stacey Porter, and that girl was amazing, absolutely outrageously over the top, great.
Yeah, Ports is around here somewhere. I've seen her a little bit floating out the back in the cool, in the shade.
I think there's a Panthers Club area out there.
Oh, they've probably got a cheese ball out the back then, I'd say.
And beers. Yeah, absolutely.
All the usuals for Panthers.
They'd like that.
Yeah. I was going to say, Ports, if you're out there and you're listening, feel free to come and drop in, have a visit. They run away from me when they see me coming through the crowd, I tell you.
Oh, I'm not sure. She's quite good at this. Well, that was good to see Ruby Finch more.
Yeah, picked that one out beautifully. Good team bat there. Zoe Thompson.
You know, you sort of wonder what someone like Ruby Finch must think. They've got two Americans there, and she's their homegrown pitcher.
Yep.
No, she's certainly not getting the games that she'd probably get without two of those pitchers coming over. Great for everyone else to bat against, but you sort of think, you wonder about the poor girls at home.
The time you put in, but I wonder with some of them, I've seen a few get a chance to play some other positions or get a chance to have a bat, whether they take that positive out of it.
Oh yeah, well it is positive that she's batting. Yeah. That's a big compliment.
Yeah.
To a pitcher especially.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen a number of pitchers over the years that you're like, how do you take them out of a batting lineup? But, you do need to... It's harder to replace a pitcher sometimes than a batter.
See, I tend to think pitchers are the strongest people on the team and they should be hitting.
Yeah. Well, the mentality of it.
Yeah. Now, another good hitter up, Zoe Thompson.
Yep. Ella Kovalmata did get her in her last appearance, but I certainly would never breathe easy with Thompson in the box there.
Kovalmata's really stood up and come back in this game. I take back everything I said in that innings, and give the coaches a big tick for knowing their players. Yeah, good pitch.
Yeah, and again, for someone so young, the fortitude that shows, you're behind in your pitching, but you stick with it and then come back hard, particularly against the calibre of batters that we're seeing in the South Australian side.
Well, I think it must be hard for players when they're playing away and they come home hungry, and I think they really do get nervous that there's an expectation that they're going to be better, because Ella last year really played well in 23s and she really filled a gap and made a picture out of herself and a name for herself.
Yep. Yeah, part of that winning side from last year.
Yeah.
She is still coming at these batters, so...
Yeah, I think the combination of those two with Ella and then also with Emily Solomon, they're a good couple of pitchers, they're strong.
Yeah. And that variation between the two of them as a batter, getting used to one and then having the different one come at you.
And they mightn't be the fastest pitchers, but they've got strong spin, and so it's really hard. It's sort of like a heavy pitch.
Yeah.
It's a heavy pitch to hit.
Yeah, well,
if that makes sense.
Certainly seen a few of them getting almost like on the underneath part of the bat, and it spins off and drops away into the foul ball. Gets a beautiful little slap on there, but she's quick.
She is so quick. She was just there.
Yep. So, yeah, as Queensland, you'd want to come and just take that little moment in the middle here, because South Australia have now got some speed out there on the bases and a very, very dangerous batter, Georgia King, coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in the last game, that South Australia played, I must say that someone I was sitting beside did say, why wouldn't you put down a small bunt or on Thompson and let her run her out rather than doing the slaps all the time?
Yep.
And that was probably the absolute perfect thing to do.
Yep. She's so good to watch. There you go. So Koval Mata again, just making sure that she has got a strike against her name in the pitching.
She Cade King last time up to bat, and I think she'd be hoping she could do the same thing with 2 outs.
Yeah. Floating that one, but missing on the outside. You can see Matisse Sorbello behind home plate. She is just talking to Koval Mata here, keeping her in it.
Yeah, Sorbello's really come a long way in the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. I just, from again, she's another one of these young players that I've seen from the early days in the Panthers club, and then watching her through the representative, her catching particularly, just coming along so well. And I mean, from you as a catcher, the little things that you'd be looking for and noticing in a player, I can just sit here and go, oh, that looked fantastic, that's great. But those little subtleties as a catcher that other people may not necessarily pick up or see.
I think one of the things about being a catcher is trying to get the most out of a pitcher and really hoping that your pitcher wants you to be the catcher. You want to make them feel good every time they pitch and want to get the best out of them the whole time. And I think I've seen Sorbello really change over the last 2 years and really improve. And that's really good to see.
Yeah. Getter, that is twice now that they have got Georgia King with a K2. Great job, Ella. Great calling, Matisse. So yeah, 2-all, bottom of 3. We've got some big work coming ahead of us between South Australia and Queensland here. I feel feel like it's going to go to the 7th, isn't it?
Oh, it will. And I think, as we just saw, 2 runs is nothing.
Yep.
Anything can come back. When you think in the last game, Queensland were losing from WA, and then they came back and just hit the stitching off the ball. And I wanted to say crap then, but
Oh, look, that's all right. We put the thing on to say, you know, if you've got young children watching, we've got a few things we've said, I'm sure. I did have a question come in, Joyce, while we're in the break here. We did hear Tolly talking about, from an old school perspective, catchers calling the game as opposed to the coach giving the signals. Obviously a very accomplished catcher yourself, you've coached a lot of years. How do you feel about letting the catcher work with their pitcher or having the coach on the side?
For me, I'd obviously say that you're the one who can see the pitch. The coach can't see the pitch from the side. You can see exactly what this pitch is doing, and you should be able to communicate with your coach what's going on and communicate with your pitcher. You should know them well enough. And I think probably what's happened over the years is, I think it came in through people getting paid and people not wanting to lose a game, so that's where it started to come in, and now it sort of sifted down. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few catchers that would not be happy to relinquish the control of calling the game. I've got one sitting to the left of me as well.
And to the right.
And to the right. And, you know, again, we also see that coming through a little bit, maybe some of the college style as well.
Well, it's the little things that you notice when you play. And the little things, if you know your pitcher well, about small technique changes that they might have that might be easily fixable. That might just be, look, you're really not turning your hip, you know, or simple comment.
Oh, that was hard crack off the bat, but it was a little bit of a casual flick of the glove out to the side there from Zoe Thompson, but did take the out in the end.
As long as you catch it. That's all that matters.
So Amaya Foxover coming back into the dugout. Katie Hosking coming in. Love to see her get a hit here. Drops that one into the dirt, but cleaned up easily in the end by the South Australian side for the second out.
And I'm sure they tried to do that to just totally surprise them.
Yeah.
But
you've got no
unfortunately it
runners
was too
ahead.
long.
Yeah, it did just come off the bat a little bit too hard and straight back into the glove there of Shepherd. So 2 away, Shannon King happy to let that one go up away out of the zone and take the ball.
Shannon King played very, very well in 23s last year at the start of the tournament, and then she heated off a bit, and this season she's been a much more consistent player at shortstop and in the batting box.
How do you find with these young players coming into these higher level representative sides, particularly young, does the improvement come a combination of the experience, the exposure, as well as the practice? Do you have these kids that just come in with that mental fortitude from day one?
Oh my goodness, it's a bit of everything, I think. You get some players who are super confident and just come in and just go for it. I mean, I suppose in this day, we probably assume people are a little bit timid compared to what they used to be. Like, there are a lot more players that I used to say used to eat raw meat, or, you know, tough players where you don't see that quite as much. They're good players, definitely.
Comfortable ground out there, courtesy of Abby Bastion on second base. But yeah, it is an interesting thing, and I think with softball players particularly, you know, my juniors coming through, you played in primary school, you played in high school, you played club. We are going to have a change of pitcher as we see some warm-ups happening here as well, but Zali Summers down there from the looks. Whereas these days I think it's dropping out of school sport. You're not getting that real consistency of exposure to the game, and you're relying on a club training here and there.
Yeah, we don't play enough anymore.
No.
And we should be playing a lot more.
Yeah. Getting some cheeky visitors here.
I am.
So defensive change in here for the Queensland lineup. Zali Summers coming in to take over from Ella Koval-Marta in the bottom of the fifth. So Zali Summers has been some of the better pitching I've seen from her in this tournament for a little while. She has unfortunately had a little bit of variation in her games, but she'd have one. Now I'm even trying to remember which game it was, but it was probably some of the better pitching that I've seen from her in this tournament. Hopefully she replicates that game here. Oh, she just about took off the head of the third base umpire there. So yeah, Zali Summers has been playing down in South Australia. That might be the reason to bring her in against these batters, know them well. But Charlize Callahan maybe knows Zali quite well there too, based on that hit.
At least she's trying to throw that change up.
Yeah.
And look, I agree with you about Zali. So I've watched her over the years, and she's relied on that rise ball that's been thrown as a ball far too many times. But this tournament, there's been a definite definite change in her pitching. A positive change, which is great. She's relying on that inside ball a lot that we just saw.
Yeah, like just missing, but she has a giggle as she walks back out. I do like that from Summers. She will have a big smile as she walks back out there. But yeah, different pitches from her. Sometimes they do come off, sometimes they're still developing.
I'm pretty impressed this time because I've watched her over the years, and I always think that the catchers need to basically just say, got to not throw that rise ball all the time, and you really need to stay and develop your low game more, and that's what we've seen this tournament, that she has been more disciplined. She is trying to throw that low pitch and really only throwing that rise when she needs to. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
That's the inside pitch, it's great.
Yeah, and I love it. Again, the big smile as she walks back out. She enjoys when she pulls those ones off.
And I'm not sure whether I'm right, but I'm going to say this is her first grand final. Usually she's the one sitting. And so I was quite surprised when she came out, but obviously Brooke Penfold knows something and has been watching something in her pitching and knows that she has something to be able to add into this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's really a personality, Zali.
Yeah.
She's a crazy girl.
Yeah.
A good fun girl.
There's a couple of them in this Queensland side, I can tell you. Nut jobs in a good way.
Yep.
But it does. It brings that infectious energy into a side, and you need that. Coming inside.
A lot of pitchers are throwing that ball, aren't they? That inside ball that angles in. We saw it a lot from the Chinese team as well.
Oh yeah, lots of insights coming from them. So who would you say was probably one of the craziest players you ever played with? I'm going to put you on the spot.
We'll wait for the hit.
Dropping in just shy of the left fielder there. Nice little rip from Abby Jorgensen.
That was me changing the subject. No, it
was,
wasn't.
But I'm going to bring us back. I'll bring us back, but Olivia Elliott stepping in.
Oh dear, danger time again. She's had 2 hits already.
She has. Both doubles.
Yeah.
Really, bias aside, I am really enjoying watching Elliott with the bat in this tournament. I'm still going to bring you back to the crazy one. I'm just going to give you a little bit more time to think about it.
Is there anything she can't do?
I'm not even going to say anything about that. Elliott's on first.
I think it's interesting.
That was beautiful.
It was, and definitely a surprise. They're all thinking 2 doubles. She's not going to put down. As if you'd waste putting down a bunt.
Yeah.
But South Australia played that beautifully, and Queensland did not cover third base.
Yeah, you saw Foxover come down and then try desperately to get back there to cover the base, but hats off to Elliott and hats off to the South Australian coaches there. That was just beautiful, beautiful play.
It was.
So we do now have the runners on the corners. Bastion into bat. Again, outfield hitting solid.
Yes, Queensland have had a lot of trouble with that 1 and 3 play over the last few games.
Yep.
So I think they were being very careful. The first time they did it, I think Kurihara did the most beautiful dummy, but it was so beautiful that the shortstop didn't see the ball coming through.
Yep.
And totally missed it.
Short play, some beautiful big hits. 2 in.
We've got the coach coming out again, Voggy. It wasn't quite what they'd expected would happen.
So again, Queensland are just going to have to dig deep here, settle in, take the breath, especially with Chillingworth coming into bat as well. It's another batter that's finding that outfield.
You can't beat 3 hits in a row.
No.
We spoke about this, they put it together. You've got to shut them down straight away.
Yeah.
Change their momentum.
Yeah. So Summers is going to have to work so hard here with Sorbello. Take the rhythm out of the South Australian batting lineup.
It's very dangerous. Chillingworth's a good hitter. Very dangerous with runners on base.
Yeah. She just got absolute hold of that ball. Thank God for foul ball lines sometimes.
I mean, really, it's good to see for Australia. These girls are starting to hit the ball. I shouldn't say girls, these women are starting to hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a rise in the level of the pitches a bit. You know, we want to see a continuation of that. The hitting has been consistent.
Yeah. Definitely boding well for the next Olympic appearance. Really hoping that these women, and they're women now in this under-23 side, even with the 17-year-olds, you're playing at this level, the maturity that you have to bring to do well.
Oh dear.
Hoping that they can definitely continue that on.
Well, a lot of these girls will be playing in Opens
Yeah.
in January and in Melbourne, so You hope that they're going to be able to carry that through both for South Australia and for Queensland.
Yeah, well, we've got six in this team that are all in the Queensland heat as well. So, yeah, great build-up for the Gillies Shield. Becky Havis in. Beautiful, beautiful little pitch in there. Sorbello doing a great job to bring that through.
Yeah, and there's only one out and runners on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Very dangerous situation Queensland's in.
They need to back themselves here. They are very capable in the field. Has a crack at the change of pace there.
And they can hit those 2 runs back in. They've proved that they can do that.
Easily.
But saying that they didn't do it as a team, it was one player over the fence.
Yeah.
They really need to win this game to put hits together like South Australia are.
That is a massive hit again into left field. So another run in.
And Coach Ann Vogler's coming out to talk. I mean, since Azali's been in, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and a hit by pitch ball.
Yep. Yeah, it is a dangerous little spot here for Queensland. They cannot afford to let South Australia get too far ahead of them. They are just too dangerous with the bats, but we're going to continue.
So I just sort of wonder whether they're thinking of bringing Emily Solomon on, or whether she's injured, or what's going on.
Yeah. So we have got a pinch runner coming in, Ashlyn Mensforth coming in here for Becky Havis. Saw her come on as a pinch runner, I believe, in the earlier game. Is she one of the ones that came in as a pinch? She is quick though, we've seen her around the park. So interesting little stat coming through. Abby Bastian has been on the bases 11 times this championship, 10 hits and 1 walk, and has crossed the home plate every time. Courtesy of Peter Williams watching.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. And Sally just seems to have lost her mojo a little bit here.
Yeah, she definitely does work well with confidence. So
Yes.
she's going to have to find that in herself.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a proof of a picture whether she can come back.
Yeah. We get the force out at 2 in the middle of all of that.
Oh dear. He didn't see that, probably because of all the dirt that went up in the air when they did that.
Tell you what, this Voggy coming out to ask the question. I'm going to watch this on the replay.
She definitely touched the base though. Yeah, she touched the base before she threw it, and that's why third base tagged her, because there was no force anymore.
Yeah.
Really
so I think Foggy just asking the question, can you maybe ask someone who had a different angle on it? Because sometimes, when you're standing there, it's not the right angle with the runners and the fielders there.
Yeah, so, it just seems so obvious from here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, runner at 1, holding up, thinking it's caught, but then has to go to 2 on this one because it was dropped. So I can tell you that from behind us here, there's a definite vibe and a feel as to where it should be.
Yeah, I thought she touched the base. It was just there was a lot of dirt in the air.
Yep,
There was a lot happening.
absolutely. So, conference over between the Blues, coming out to have a chat to the South Australian coach, heads back out and calls the out.
Oh, that was definitely the right decision.
Yeah.
Queensland.
Second out there.
Into the batter's box will be number 25, Zoe Thompson.
And Zoe Thompson was dangerous last time at bat. She had that beautiful little hit to first base.
Do we call it a hit? Do we call it a bunt? Do we just call it wow? So quick, got herself there. But it's still dangerous here. Runners on the corners for South Australia. They have that 5-2 lead, but 2 away.
And you love where the game's gone when you see the difference in hitters, you know, where you've got your slappers, you know, you've got your long hitters, base hitters, and the kids who can do a bit of everything.
Oh, absolutely. And we see some of the young ones coming through that are natural right-handers. They're being trained to bat left-handed because there is that variability then in their skill set that they're bringing.
Yes.
And speed counts. Every millimetre, every millisecond is going to count at these levels.
Oh, I remember when Coach was saying, let's just go to athletics and get some fast runners and then...
And then we'll teach them how to throw a ball.
Yes.
Yeah, nicely picked up by Zali there and gets the out, but not before South Australia put some runs over the bend.
Into the top of the fifth, they are leading Queensland 5-2.
So yeah, heading in at 5-2 into the 5th innings. It's
It's going to be a challenge, but it's not something that's not
they can
doable.
do it. Yep, I definitely have faith, and we've seen them do it. We've seen Queensland get those little string of hits rolling, and when they do get on that roll, they are equally as dangerous as the South Australian lineup. So stay tuned. Maybe this might be your time if you need to go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, get whatever it is that you need, because that's it then. Strap yourself into the couch, strap yourself into the seats here in the grandstand. You're not going anywhere. So here we go, top of the 5th. Queensland are trailing South Australia 2 runs to 5. We have Tallulah Sivanasiva into bat. Let's see if she brings the high from her last at bat into the batter's box again.
Oh yes, can she do it a second time? That would be interesting.
Wouldn't that be impressive?
Always better with runners on base.
Yeah. It's a waste otherwise, isn't it? It's never a waste. Shepherd definitely kept that on the outside of the plate and clipping the edge of it though that time round. She's trying to keep it as far out of that danger power zone of Sivanasiva. So no balls, 2 strikes. Sivanasiva looks so focused there in the box. Just dropping that one low and into the dirt. Gets a ball. Shepherd has a laugh. Shakes it off, says, yep, not the pitch that I was given the signal for, not the pitch that I wanted to throw, but still got 2 strikes, I'm good.
Well, yes, there is that. That was close.
Nerves of steel.
Oh, sometimes wonder how people can let pitches go that close.
Yep.
And look confident about letting it go.
It's all about selling it sometimes, isn't it?
Yes.
What do you mean that was a strike? Totally ridiculous. Wasn't going to let that one go though.
You see it so much though, and someone, you know, looks and you think, that was so close, how could you have let that go?
Yep.
Well, it's not like they're the baseballers that are training, you know, hours and hours and hours a day here, that they would know their strike zone absolutely perfectly. What these girls do here is amazing, considering they all work and do what they do.
That's it. And the difficulty too, you know, one strike zone to the next strike zone, it does change with, you know, when it's not robots calling behind the plate, you do have those subtle differences. Yeah, anything floating around the edges. Whew. Oh, that nearly took the... We did see one ball come off the roof here and land plumb on top of the camera behind home plate already this week.
I was wondering why everyone was reacting like that.
Yeah. We got a whole pile of fence to look at after that for a little while. Great at bat there. Taking the walk.
Will take the walk, and that will bring in the catcher number 4, Matisse Sorbello.
Perfect situation for Queensland getting their lead-off runner on.
Yeah, Matisse Sorbello coming in behind. Needs to find the gaps here, TC. Nice little effort there, but yeah, just behind it and putting it foul.
And I actually think it's really good to see that Queensland aren't getting paid by her much, that they're actually putting the ball into the play the whole time, whereas when I've seen her pitch before, a lot of other teams didn't cope.
First. No, big, good swing there from Sorbello, but yeah, as we said earlier, Shepherd did do a little bit of research on her, and her pitching stats from this last season at home were just impressive. So Queenslanders doing a great job.
Oh, wow. Wow, that was a good pitch.
Matisse did a great job not to get tempted into that one.
That was one of the read the scorebook pitches.
Yeah. Yep. I was going to say, I'm not sure if I'd be game to have another leave of that.
Oh,
beautiful. Oh, great rip, Matisse. Beautiful hit right up the middle there.
This is when I love to see in a team where the lower part of the order starts to do their job.
That's it.
Often in big games you see that.
Yep.
It's not necessarily the front, and usually teams spend so much time trying to work out how to get that front part of the order out. They loosen up a little bit too much on the lower bit.
And that's the problem. You can do all that great work at the top and get onto the bases, but if you don't have that depth coming through behind you, then it's a wasted effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mackenzie Peebles in here now. Dropping that one short. Beautiful little sack bunt coming off that time for Macca.
And I'm just going to say that's perfect coaching. She took a cut at that for a high pitch, and I'm sure Loggie went, oh goodness, runners on 1 and 2, none out.
Yep.
I can put the sack bunt on her, make sure we get runners on 2 and 3.
Yep. Yeah, she absolutely did her job perfectly there, Macca, and we are back up the top of this lineup now. Little running slap. And there's that little bit of luck The throw not quite on coming into home plate, and Sivanasiva crosses, gets one of those all-important runs back.
Now, Olivia Elliott's a great player, and I'm going to say that was short enough to her to get that out at home. It just wasn't on target.
Yep.
Had it been on target...
On target. Sorry, Tallulah, but you were gone.
Absolutely. I know.
Yeah, just... Again, it's just sometimes those little bits of luck that'll pull off, and hopefully Queensland now will take that advantage and capitalise on it.
And that's right, because she could have easily have held her up and said, "Oh, she's a bit short. She's got a great arm," which she does have.
Absolutely,
but
she does.
She put pressure on, send her, make them try and make the out, and even the best players can, not make a perfect throw.
Yep. And I mean, South Australia has shown that in this game, that the aggression that they've come out with, it can just be that little falter, and that's enough for a save or an out. Clipping the outside of the plate there.
See that change in the field again for Conica?
Yeah, all shifting around left. As these runners are coming up to the front of the box, they do start to run away from that low outside corner over the plate, and it just opens it up like a gift for a really good pitcher like Shepherd.
She's sticking to that outside pitch on Conica.
Well, it's working for her.
Yeah. And the low, keep it low, low.
Yeah, it is very difficult. The strength to keep your bat down as you're running off, the natural movement is to lift up with the bat. Follows that well though. One ball, two strikes here, two outs. Runner on third base. And that slap up the third baseline. Charlize Callahan just getting away from the glove in the dirt, brings another run home.
Well, there's that pressure. Yep. Keep putting the pressure on, hitting the ball hard. And I'm proud to see Queensland hitting the ball and not swinging at bad pitches. And I think they're showing a lot of control in the batting box. That doesn't count unless you keep the roll on now.
That's what, as we were talking about, you've got to keep stringing those hits together. But Rhodey, once again, I think she's just excelling at the two down batting.
Oh, look, she's a good player. She really is. She's got a lot of experience. Yeah. And in games like this, she's been in so many grand finals in her time, even though she's under 23. And I think keeping it cool in a final is, the way to be successful. And she's obviously doing that.
She does it well. She's got that good balance. Like, she's relaxed. She's a relaxed kid, but not relaxed in the bad way. She can still stay focused, but controlled.
Yep.
So definitely has that playing mentality that perhaps belies her years a little bit. She's mature head on the grounds. So Amaya Foxover in now. Up high.
And not, Foxover often is tempted to swing at those, so it's good to see her stay off that pitch.
Yep. Chipping that one away foul.
And this is the sort of game you want in a final, you know, where people are just at each other the whole time.
Absolutely.
People just being relentless and not giving up.
Yep. It can be tough to watch. There's that part of you that's like, oh, just blow it out and let's be done, because the nerves get you. But from a visual experience and development of the game, the closer the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the outside, getting away from the catcher. So again, just that little small thing, and we've got our base runners around 2 and 3. First base is now open.
Score 5-4. It's very close. Pressure's on everyone.
Yep. She lives again.
Right on the handle.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get any power to that.
Yeah. According to Amaya's dad, that would be a jam sandwich.
Oh, Amaya's dad.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave. Dave's joined us up here in the commentary as well during the week. He'll be jumping out of his skin in this game. Popping that one up.
That's finals for you. Anything can happen.
Wow. Becky Havers, just so unusual.
Look, it can happen to anyone. You know, just assume you have the ball.
Yep. Yeah. We've all been there, unfortunately.
She's just lucky that was foul.
Yes.
Oh dear. Anything can happen in finals, as we see here, and the pressure. Look, South Australia have played so well, but really, this amount of pressure is not something they've been put under.
No.
Especially with these pitchers throwing. They've got 2 American pitchers.
Yep.
And so I'm going to say they haven't had that. But, you know, all hands up for Queensland, who are just relentless and pushing and pushing and pushing.
I genuinely think the word for today is relentless. You can't afford to just take your foot off the pedal even once. And of course, while we were watching all of that, Nicole Conacher has just scarfed it home and tied it up for us here. So,
and Hoskins up, she is so good in an RBI situation.
yeah. That doesn't count. That was a practice. That was a practice choice. It wasn't me. I'm just pointing out that was not my commentator's verse. Yeah, not going to get her chasing that one that was up high and out. So
She just stepped away a bit
how
then.
relaxed she looks there too. Yeah, she did. She was probably lucky that the radar wasn't quite on from Shepherd there, but runners on the corners. Head came up. So just got to also relax here too. Like the relentless pressure, it does sometimes have a little bit of a negative comeback when you're so positive and on a roll.
Yeah.
You got to get that adrenaline controlled and working for you. And Shepherd does an amazing job there. Left Katie watching in disbelief, I think, as she heads back into the dugout.
That was a shame by Hosking.
That was a shame.
Yeah.
She just said her RBIs over the course of the week, she's been doing a great job, but sometimes that adrenaline surge can just push you the other way off the edge there. So we are tied up heading into the bottom here.
I know, how good is that? Who would have thought?
Yeah. We're in for a roller coaster, people.
We are in for a roller coaster.
So yeah, we'll be back here in the bottom. bringing in a pinch hitter here for South Australia, Peyton Barrow, the young Queenslander, playing in the South Australian squad. Well, now I'm conflicted. has also come down and played for our Panthers club at home.
I know, she lives in Mackay. Lives in Mackay and comes down every second week.
Yeah.
She played in my final with Queensland team
Side
this
as well.
time.
Yeah, so you're also going to be conflicted.
And it's great she's here getting experience. She really needs it. And she's just eating it up.
Yeah, same again. Just such a young little player. Inside out on that one. And her FNQ teammate at times making short work of 4-3 for the first out. I'm sure they'll have words later.
Well, it was good that they brought her in because she's a Queenslander. And the coach is probably thinking she knows Queensland pitching.
Absolutely. And to be fair, she came in for Georgia King, who has been a danger bat, but just hasn't quite clicked into the lineup in the batting in this particular game.
Yes.
Not that I would ever count her out.
It's sort of hard to go against someone. She might have got 2 K2s, but she's still a great player and a great hitter.
Absolutely, and the form over the week, it would have been an absolute tough decision. Summer's just calling time for a second, coming in to have a little chat with Sorbello. So 1 strike from Summers against Callaghan here. 1 away.
Oh, just in.
Caught that one on the bat and threw it down that left field line.
And here we see South Australia trying to fight back straight away.
Very, very capable of doing just that.
And here we've got Emily Solomon's coming on.
So we are going to have a change in the pitching here.
Change for Queensland. Coming in to pitch is number 82, Emily Solomon.
I've been waiting for this to happen. Solomon to me is a grand final pitcher.
Yes.
That's when she pitches her best.
Yeah.
So she can pitch, okay during a tournament. Not that she's pitched okay, she's pitched really well.
We say okay in inverted commas, okay.
Yeah, but she always is a fighter in a grand final.
Yeah,
I'm going to say any 23 tournament for the last, I don't know how many years you've seen her.
Yep. Three
there
years.
You go.
Been in the winning Queensland under 23s for the last 3 years in a row, and last year too came in to help close out the final.
Yep. She's definitely a spirited player, and I love to see that. I see her now this year making changes to her pitching to try and improve herself.
Yeah.
So you see she's changed her form just a little bit, and and I love to see pitchers doing that. We've seen a couple of them in this tournament, and Solomon's one of them.
And I understand too, she's also had some changes in her fitness work and her approach to her training. A lot more distance running coming into it as well to back up the strength that she's got. Oh, dropped on the dime there, but beautifully read, beautifully dispatched there. Siva doing a great job.
Okay, maybe I get it, but again you see the bunt there with 1 out. So you've got your runner on, but I suppose you've got Elliot up to hit.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to give someone a bit of a crack with a bat, Elliot, be okay. She'll go okay.
I'm sure that's how the coach Adams is thinking, is that, look, if anyone's going to hit this run in, I'll give up this one because this one's done 3 safe hits so far in this game.
2 outfields, that shock little infield.
I know.
that no
You're
one
hot,
was
you're hot.
expecting.
Oh dear.
Getting away from Sorbello, and you know we've spoken a lot. Sorry to those that have been watching a lot of the games, you're bored, but we talk about how the ball comes off the back at Downey Park here, this behind Diamond 1. It either comes back at a full rate of knots into your mask as a catcher, or it hits a divot and just goes God knows where. Trying to find it when it's bouncing off at you.
Yes, I remember games where it used to hit the back thing and you just turn around and it could just be straight at you. You didn't turn quick enough, it would hit you in the back of the head.
Yep. So I will say we see a few of the catchers down here whose automatic reflex is to rip the mask off and turn around. Oh, I hope they've got good orthodontists. That's all I can say sometimes.
That's not a bad move.
No. Particularly for a pitcher of Solomon's calibre, it doesn't rattle her. She will take those strategic
You've got Bastian now, who's also been hitting the ball very well.
Yeah, she's had contact every time she's stepped into this batter's box today. 2 of them were safe. Chopped into the dirt. Oh, the pickup. That was absolutely stunning from Shannon King there for that out. And
I think it was quite smart to walk Elliott.
Yes.
I mean, she was dangerous. You've got 2 extra bases there, and I know people always say never walk the winning runs on, and I get that as well. But in that case,
Yep.
the winning run was already there.
yeah,
But you had 2
back
outs.
yourself too. Like you've been fielding so well in this tournament. Keep the faith.
Yeah.
So
Obviously
we're gonna
another
have-
change of pitcher.
Yeah, change of pitcher here for the South Australian side. We're going to see the other American pitcher come in here, Taylor Cordell. And the looks, number 24.
Yeah. She's a good pitcher as well.
Yeah, both of these girls are absolutely skilled to burn.
I won't say that earlier on in the tournament I didn't realise that these 2 girls were Americans, and I was looking at the speeds of the pitches, and these came on and went, look at the speed.
Got it home. Yeah.
And they went, American. Blast.
So Taylor started the pitching against Queensland in the game this morning. Kept them scoreless for the first 2 innings. I think that'll be potentially the plan here. 2 innings to go. They're just going to hope to not allow Queensland to get any more runs across. Pretty sure Queensland are going to want to have a lot to say about that.
Well, look, it's a really good move by South Australia to change something. I think they needed to. Australia are onto their 3rd pitcher.
Yep.
And Queensland are onto their 3rd pitcher. And I think that's a good move also.
Yeah, that's it. Just particularly with the 3 pitchers that Queensland have got, they're not alike. It's 3 different pitchers coming at you from the middle there. So Cordell steps in. Shannon King steps in.
And again, the trick is to try and make the pitcher throw strikes.
Yeah.
No, you can't chase anything against these pitchers.
So King also been getting contact, just needs to find that gap now. But Cordell just burning up over the bat there. 2 strikes, she is jumping straight out ahead in this pitching count.
Oh, that inside pitch is a good pitch.
That was really nice. I love how cool Shannon looks there. She's like, it's inside. I was never swinging it. Don't be ridiculous. Takes the ball.
Wow.
Look, it was high, but
It was close.
yep. Okay, yeah, 100%. What did we say about selling it? Gets that time, sends Shannon King back into the dugout. Was a nice pitch from Cordell.
That will bring in first baseman number 23, Sivanasiva.
So Sivanasiva, casual little automatic home run over left field fence. A casual little stroll to first base for a walk on the second appearance.
They need to stay off that pitch right there.
Yeah, that one from Cordell, all of them are looking at it like it's coming at them like a beach ball and then it's just gone.
Yeah. It's a great pitch, but you know they need to make sure the pitcher throws strikes to them.
Yeah.
Got to be picky.
Make her bring it down into the zone for them.
It's always so easy from here.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm not going to bring up anything what my batting stats look like, but from up here.
You could just keep calling that pitch over and over again if Queensland keeps swinging at it.
Yep. So fouling that one off behind.
Top of 6 already. Wow.
I know. This game has absolutely flown. It feels like the second innings in a way. So, great job. So again, Tallulah has a little giggle down there on first base.
Little.
Yeah, definitely. Just so uncharacteristic from Chillingworth there, but you're right, when you get the hips. Tallulah had a giggle when she got to first base because she knew that she was very lucky. Unfortunately, though, not as lucky there. So that is 2 away.
First base, retires the second batter. That will bring in number 88, Mackenzie Pickles.
So we are tied up in the top of the 6th. Queensland have 2 away. They have a runner out there on first base, courtesy of some luck. Mackenzie Peebles in to bat. She's got a sack bunt and a fly out to her name. Just unfortunate with that camera out the back. Not our preferred setup. Into the glove of the third baser. No mistake there. That is 3 away. So we're still all tied up heading into the bottom of the 6th.
That's certainly changed the momentum of the game, bringing on the new pitcher, Cordell.
Yeah, Cordell definitely coming on with great effect there. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how Queensland come back here.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine.
So we are back here, bottom of the 6th innings. We are still locked up at 5 apiece. Solomon is going to have to really bring it here. Or she'll bring a bouncer. That's all right. That won't bother Emily at all. She'll just come back into it.
Yeah, the Queensland coaches are working really hard, moving the pitches around.
Yeah.
Third pitch of the game, I think Solomon's probably the most experienced pitcher out of all of them.
Yeah. Oh, Tallulah. Absolutely just threw the glove up there.
She made that look very easy.
She did.
The cash.
Yeah. Doesn't ever hurt to have a little bit of height there, and just threw it up. One away. Becky Havis. She's 1 from 3 in her appearances.
And she'll be wanting to make amends, I think, from her fielding incident. And often what happens is people do come back with bats. So
Yeah.
let's see if she's big enough
That's
player
it.
to do that.
Yeah, we all know if you do a little something with your glove that you do come out with that bat going, oh, I'm going to hit something now.
Yeah.
And hit it, she did.
Yes.
However, I stopped myself then. I was just going to call it a fly ball, and I thought, I'm not going to curse. I'm usually pretty confident and comfortable saying that Conica will dispatch a fly ball, but
Well, as we've seen, anything can happen in a
absolutely.
final.
Yeah. I'm not immune to getting the yips either, so 2 away though. Solomon fighting straight back at this South Australian side. On the outside there.
Yeah, the tension's sort of gone down in the game.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be a little bit cruisier at the moment. Before it seemed like a big fighting
Yeah.
tension time, but there seems to be a relaxation that's happening.
Something about the 6th innings. Dropping that one low.
It's not all those runs and hits happening like
That's
they
it.
were before.
That's it. Going to make it the battle of the pitches maybe in this innings. Which is also nice to watch too.
If you love the
Beautiful
game
strike.
and you're a purist, watching pitches and catches is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know
Setting
what,
up.
at the end of a tournament too, as a fielder, sometimes you're quite happy to let the pitcher and catcher just do some work for you. That might just be in the old person sport when we play. Fouling that one down the first base line. 2-2 is the count here.
As I said before, Ruby Finch's pitcher. And great to see her hitting in the DP position.
She looks like she's really actually been enjoying her appearances in the batter's box too.
Well, she's been brought up a few times as a pinch hitter.
Yep.
And you go, wow, that's fantastic. How often do you see a pitcher being brought on as a pinch hitter?
Yep.
Very rare.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have to have a little pause earlier in the week when I think that did come in. I'm like, isn't she a bit... Okay, cool. I like it. Worked. Trying to keep that one out of the zone, but it did just get away a little bit there from Solomon.
Full
Has
count.
got full count.
Yep.
Which is fine for Solomon. I've seen her just burn it through on a full count before too, so. Oh, nasty into her own foot, leg.
Yeah, that was smart.
I do believe there's probably a number of players coming home from this tournament with some lovely blue, purple, yellow around that sock area from the batter's box.
Yeah.
Solomon
pitch.
That was absolutely smoking hot down the middle.
That was a sensational pitch.
Love it.
When you talk about black and blue, I'm going to say that Kennedy got hit on the hand a few games ago. I don't know whether you've seen it. It's just massive, her hand.
I often wonder at the end of these tournaments if the players all get together and have a Facebook page where they can compare the bruises, the swelling.
That'd
Just
be
nasty, yeah.
The game seems to have slowed down a bit more. Pitchers seem to be more in control.
Yeah. I think we did say very, very early in the game that this was potentially going to come down to the 7th innings, and 5-all going into the 7th innings.
I'm going to say it's one of the best games I've seen so far in the 23s as a grand final for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. The matchups of these two teams has been absolutely so epic.
Both teams have got 1 to 9 hitters.
So just going to drop out for a second here. We'll be back. Sorry, apparently just had a little bit of issue with the audio there, potentially a bit of delay. Really, it's really annoying when you're watching these things at home and the commentary sits behind the play, but hopefully it's all fixed for everyone now. Top of the 7th. Caudle digging out her little pitching spot there, which I'm sure Solomon will come and then dig back in at the end.
Okay, this is interesting.
Game on.
Will they go to a tiebreaker?
If it goes to a tiebreaker, if someone could just have a defibrillator somewhere nearby for me.
There's someone over here who loves tiebreakers, Janelle Barrett. She
mad. Mad. Janelle's just thinking, yeah, bring it on, bring it on. I'm going to hand over the microphone. I'll be out. But back up the top of the lineup here for Queensland. Caudle putting that one well up high and out of the zone there.
Well, that pitch has worked for her for a while. We need to stay off. I keep saying we. Queensland need to stay off that pitch.
So Caudle gets the signal. Chipped in. Oh, what a horror. Little floater in the left field.
Perfect timing. Lead off hitter on. And this is when your bunts count.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, a lot of practice over the course of the week. See all that field moving even further around to the left.
Oh, beautiful bunt. Oh my God. Wow. That's a beautiful bunt. Absolutely perfect. Textbook.
Nicole, watch that back again for me, please. That was beautiful. It came off the bat. You saw it come off with backspin. It's hit the dirt and just come away from the fielders. And then her speed gets her there. Runner on 1, runner on 2. Jess Rohde in the bat. No outs.
She had a hit last time up to bat.
Yeah, that beautiful hit out into that centre right position. And she drops it.
Yeah, that was close as well.
Love it, Rohde.
But that's textbook play. Put a bunt down, get your runners on 2 and 3 when there's none out. So both got 2 runs in scoring position.
Oh, I tell you what. This. So, intentional walk.
Intentional walk here from Bangkok, so that will load the bases up. As we see next into bat number 48, Caitlin Hosking.
We're hoping for a double play here. Any base.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it, South Australia.
And it's an aggressive move.
It is. You are backing your pitcher. You are backing your field here.
Yeah.
Way to
Young
go,
Hosking.
Katie. Look at the grin on Katie Hosking's face there. She's like, bring it. Bring it. She'll be loving this. I don't know. I think I'm loving this. I think I'm dying. For both sides. I'm dying for both sides here.
That's a good hit. That's too close.
Too close.
Too good. Too close.
Tell you what, Zoe Thompson, great job there. So we're still loaded. 2 away. Shannon King coming into bat. Has been getting some contact, but did get left in the box there with a swing and a miss in her last appearance. I feel like she's due.
Well, yes, she is
as my
due.
hands are clasped in front. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with myself at the moment. Yeah, great chop at that, Shannon. She's, yeah.
I'm doing this. Stay low. Stay low.
Yeah, I've got the waving hand next to me of Joyce, trying to will that pitch of Caudle's either down into a better strike zone for the girls, or tell the girls to get out of it and leave it go.
That's a lovely pitch.
Like it. She's been going up high, bring it on the inside. 2 strikes.
Good mix by the catcher. Well done.
Yes, very smart calling.
You just want to put that ball into play here. Nice batting.
She stayed off it. She stayed off it.
I'm proud of her.
She heard you.
You've got to put that ball into play. South Australia have been making lots of mistakes.
Yep.
That's all they need to do.
Yep.
You wouldn't dream of it.
You couldn't script it. We talked about how nasty the ball can be off that back wall here at Downey Park, and unfortunately for South Australia, you had speed on third base. She was always coming home the second that got out of the glove of the catcher.
You had to.
Yeah.
It was 2 out.
Yep. She was.
She's got so much talent, that girl, and I think, she's waited till the final, and that's a clutch hit, man.
If you were going to bring it out, I'm not going to swear. Wow, that was the time to bring it out. So gets herself a little stand-up double out there. Tallulah Sivanasiva in behind her. Chops that one down into the dirt and for a foul.
Wow, Queensland have basically been trailing all game. But game's not over, but 7th innings, such a good time to come good.
Yeah, if you're going to come out in an innings, like 7's pretty reasonable time to do it. Tallulah just popping that one really high. Oh, there was a lot of players around that ball then, but if it had popped out of the glove, you had a lot of backup.
That was a skyrocket.
That had a lot of air time. It came down the snow.
South Australia will be chasing 3 runs. Queensland lead 8-5.
Oh my goodness, it's
I'm
amazing.
speechless. I'm speechless. So Queensland, they're going ahead. We are now 8-5, going into the bottom of the 7.
I know it's really exciting, and more so, you know why it's exciting? I hate giving my trophy to some other team other than Queensland. Sorry. Very selfish of me.
Joyce. But yeah, look, you know what? If you've got your name on the trophy, I get that. I tell you what though, relentless. We're going to bring out the word relentless here. So Queensland is going to have to stay relentless in defence because we know that South Australia has been relentless in attack as well.
Yeah,
We are 3 runs to catch up in the bottom of the 7.
They're going towards the bottom of their lineup, starting with Zoe Thompson, but she's dangerous and quick.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps the pressure on, isn't it, this whole time? I'm not saying there were slower runners, but I think right now in this game, there's a lot of quick runners out there.
Oh, just absolutely incredible. We were talking earlier in the week, we probably need to get the whole lot of them down here, line them up on one of the foul ball lines and sprint them off against each other, because I genuinely,
They used to do that.
Yeah.
They used to do sprint king or queen, and they used to run the bases, and you have a trophy to whoever
Gets
ran
there
the
at the
quickest.
end. Is it a disadvantage if you've made it all the way into a final like this and you've been running out of your shoes? And some of the other ones might be a little fresher.
Well, probably.
You'd probably be happy enough to give that one up though if you've been in the grand final. So
I'm still amazed at how great these coaches have done for Queensland in
Yeah.
that rounding of the pitches. And I tell you what, they're much better than I would ever be. I'm not that patient. They were patient with their pitches. They knew what they could do.
yeah, knew them well. Oh, Solomon! But again, that is the cool, calm collectedness of Solomon. It's popped into a glove, popped out, but she's taken her time, picked it up, fired it off for the out, whereas others might panic and try to throw it off.
Well, I was almost going to say that you can't make any tiny little mistake with the speed of the runners, but
Well, I'm
that
glad
was
you
pretty-
waited till now and not just before.
I know, I'm glad I did too. I seem to have jinxed them a few times.
It's usually me. This is why I'm giving you so much rubbish about it. We joke all the time about my commentator's curse, but I seem to have turned a corner. It's not so bad.
It's me now.
Jane is telling us both off now, so
Well, so at least Georgia King gets a turn at this
back
time
in.
to try and relinquish her great hitting style. That was a bit of an indication of what she can do, even though it was foul.
Yeah, 100%. She turned on that so fast. The blue down there on third baseline.
Alan.
Enjoy.
Well, that's one out. They need 2 more outs for the game.
So 1-1 is the count here on King. Oh, that was nasty.
That was a lovely pitch. Well done, Solomon.
I've been waiting for that from Emily. She brought it out. We call it the dirty pitch.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Take all the pace off it, drop it outside.
Oh, nice pitch again.
I love the grin from Sorbello then. She's like, but yeah, couldn't quite frame that one back in. Yeah, Solomon's legs are going to be screaming tonight. I hope the ice bath is ready out the back for these girls. 3 catching games in a row. Yeah, nice.
Sometimes there's an advantage to those 3 games, you know. Often you see that the people who have the rest aren't necessarily the ones who win.
That's it. Yeah, because you stop, you take a break, you relax. But if you go 1, 2, 3, keep that momentum and energy up. Oh, that is a beautiful piece. straight into the glove out there in right field.
2 outs. What a game this has been.
Yeah,
Every single player on both teams should be so proud of themselves.
absolutely. Whatever happens, there's going to be disappointment, there's going to be elation, but 100%, every single player has brought it onto the diamond for this game. Charlize Callahan, definitely no exception there. 2 safe hits to her name when it's counted. Solomon, yeah, well aware, floating that away on the outside, but just a little too. Is it too early to start holding my breath? I think it is.
It is too early.
I got a punch in the arm there.
Especially when you see how South Australia started this game.
Oh. Yeah, she is in after that, but lucky for the foul ball line there in the fence.
You know, I'm not counting my chickens.
Oh, I'm not counting anything.
But certainly how South Australia came out, hitting.
Yeah.
You would have seen most teams give up in the start and be railroaded and done. So big accolades for what Queensland have done, coming back a second time and then a third time to get extra 3 runs in front.
Absolutely.
With 1 out away from winning.
Oh, just incredible.
It's goosebump material for me.
It is. I'm lucky I've got long sleeves on, but yeah. But for both sides, I've so enjoyed watching South Australia play. I've so enjoyed watching Queensland. I've enjoyed watching all of the girls down here. Into play there, into the glove. And that is it. Shannon King, 6 for 3, third out. Queensland, 8-5 in the 7th innings. That was ridiculous.
I know, what a team, you know, and they beat the team of 2 American pitchers. That makes it even more worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say congratulations to South Australia. They fought so hard. They did such a great job to get here. Queensland, 4 years in a row. And Joyce here, beaming with pride next to me. Thank you so much for coming and joining me up here and being part of this. But I'm going to let you head down now.
Thank you.
And
I really enjoyed it too.
So thank you, Joyce. Appreciate it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We've had an absolute cracker of a week. Jane's going to leave all of this running so you can still watch these girls down there on the diamond.
pick you up.
Test, test.